Friend is mad my brother won't date her. My sister has this friend named Liza, both 26. Liza has always had a crush on our brother Philip. Philip is 33 and has no kids. Liza has 3 kids by 2 different men. So my sister Liza and I were doing some early Christmas shopping. I was going down the list of what I was planning on getting everyone. When Philip came up, Liza said I should get him coal. I asked why. She tells me that she has been dropping hints to Philip that they should spend time together during the upcoming holidays. Philip wasn't picking up her hints, so Liza flat out asked him to be with her during Thanksgiving and Christmas, like get to know her and her kids and family during the holidays. Philip told her no. He usually spends time out of the country anyway. So I asked Liza if she thinks Philip should get coal because he rejected her. And she says, honestly, I kinda always thought Philip was gay, but now I got other suspicions. I looked at my sister in the rearview mirror like, you're not gonna check your friend? So my sister asks, what suspicions? Liza said, don't play dumb, y'all. If an adult man doesn't like adult women, there's only 2 other options. I saw my sister wasn't going to say anything to her, so I did. I asked her, so because my brother doesn't want to be with you, he's either gay or a pedo? She said, it's not even that he doesn't want to be with me. He won't even give it a chance. That's weird and not fair. He won't give us a chance because I have kids? So I'm like, yeah, if Philip dated you, he'd become an immediate dad. Like day 1. That's crazy responsibility for anyone. Then Liza cuts me off and is like, Philip is a 33-year-old man and needs some damn responsibility. She was yelling, so I yelled back, his responsibility is not gonna be your damn kids. Then my sister finally speaks up, just to tell us to calm down, and I was getting taken home. I get home and was telling my mom and Philip about it. We had a laugh. It's just crazy she's upset my brother won't date her. She tries to slander his name, calling him a possible pedo or a gay man because he has no interest in her. Edit. I keep getting asked why I hang with Liza. Liza's my sister's friend. My sister is going through mental health and addiction issues. My sister is not ready for help. We can't force her to do anything, so we just keep her close to make sure she's safe. She's family. Liza's a friend that comes in and out of my sister's life. When she's out, my sister is fine and works to better herself. When she's in, my sister finds herself in chaos and trouble. I also got asked about my brother's feelings towards the pedo comment. He literally doesn't care. He's got a job in another country and will be out of the USA by February. You could slap him right now and you wouldn't ruin his day. Please stop asking why I didn't drive myself. Cars are expensive and I'm poor. Someone pointed out a pedophile joke. I didn't even catch it. My brother's name is actually Philip. I can see why Philip doesn't want to date her. Can't expand on that. We can see why she's single. If she was comfortable saying this to his family, I wonder what she says behind y'all's back about him. I wouldn't let her around your family and brother anymore. My brother is always on the go. She rarely sees him. Then your sister definitely needs a better friend. Maybe your sister hates your brother? No, she doesn't hate him, just lives a lifestyle where she's surrounded by crappy people. We try to help my sister, but she's not ready to change. So we just keep an eye or 2 on my sister. Looks like Philip isn't the one who needs to learn some responsibility. You joke, but she literally acts like everyone around her is supposed to help with her kids. Always talking about a damn village and how there is none nowadays. Like, how about you seek their fathers for help? Next story. Older sister thinks she deserves my bride price money. Everyone in this post is over age 30. I am engaged to my fiancé. I am Asian and he's white. In my culture, we have what's called a bride price. It's an agreed upon, by both parties, amount of money the groom pays to the bride's parents, or a sibling if parents are deceased. In my culture, our weddings last 2 days, and are long and tedious. So I've made it clear to my fiancé from the beginning that we'd be having an American wedding instead, and he's fine with it. My sister thinks we are having a wedding in my culture, despite me telling her at least twice in the past that it'll be an American wedding. Long background short, all my many siblings basically left the burden of taking care of our parents to me not too long after I finished high school. My dad has passed away for over a decade now, so it's just been my mom and me. They neither extended a helping hand nor barely helped. Even when my mom asked them for just errands for her, and they always deferred it back to me. Even when my elderly mom had a stroke and needed 24/7 care, I told them I would need help. They all said they'd help but didn't. Even my brother, who lived with us at the time, barely helped. My mom is in a nursing home now getting proper care, as she also developed dementia after her stroke. My mom, of course, cannot handle finances. My sister messaged me the other day and wedding planning came up, and she mentioned the wedding in my culture, since my fiancé and I haven't really planned anything, as a wedding is not a priority. I told her I won't be having a wedding in my culture because none of my siblings deserves the money. She told me she deserves the money because she helped take care of me when I was younger, 8-year age gap between us. Spoiler, she got married not too long after finishing high school and moved out of state to live with her husband, so she literally only helped my parents babysit me here and there until maybe I was 10, or not even 10. Y'all, my brain stalled and I could not think of where the audacity came from, and every time I think of it, I still can't wrap my mind around the entitlement. So now wedding plans have changed and she is no longer invited and won't know any of my plans either. You should record the conversation or keep screenshots of emails and texts. Then go, "Mom is still alive. In our culture, a bride price goes to the parents first, and then only if they've both passed would you even be considered. Shame on you for wishing for our mother to die so you could get some money. If there was a bride price to be paid, it would be to Mom, and to pay off any bills for her care." The issue with this is that if the mother passes before the wedding, now you're in a worse position to argue. If you establish it was never going to happen, you're at least consistent. If you say this but then the mom dies, now you're retracting it, and the sister can claim it was a personal slight to her. Lol, if she wants to pull that Asian card, she's not a member of your original family anymore. She's whatever her husband's family is. What would give her the right? Even if you observe the culture, it would go mom, then the oldest brother. Tell her that your husband's culture is different, and as a matter of respect to his culture, you are not going to ask him to pay the bride price money. Do not argue further or invite her to the wedding. That's exactly what I said to my fiancé, because if we were to go by his culture, it's me paying. So I said to make it easy, he and I will not be doing any type of price, and we'll just shoulder the expenses together. I also told my sister this, and she ignored it and didn't reply to it LOL. Ha, it sounds like you're handling all of this with maturity. Your sister isn't owed anything, and if she isn't paying for the wedding, then she doesn't even deserve to know who paid for what and where any money went. Is your mom able to understand what's happening? Please try to keep her out of the drama, and if your sister brings her into it, that's all the more reason your sister is placing personal greed above the respect that your mom and your traditions merit, even those you don't choose to incorporate into your new mixed background family. You are a good daughter. I'm sure your mom is proud of you and grateful for all you continue to do to honor her. Next story. Refused to let my sister move into my house after she accidentally told my fiancé I had doubts about the wedding. I, 29 female, am getting married next year, and while I'm excited, the stress has been getting to me. Between planning, budgeting, and trying to keep everyone's opinions in check, I've been stretched thin. My fiancé, 31 male, has been wonderful through it all, but the pressure from my family has been its own headache. My older sister Jess, 34 female, has always been dramatic. She enjoys being involved in everything and often finds a way to make situations about her. She recently went through a breakup and has been very emotional. About a week ago, she asked if she could stay with us for a few weeks while she got back on her feet. I told her we could discuss it, but I never agreed. With all the wedding stress, having her live with us wasn't something I wanted to commit to right away. 2 nights later, my fiancé approached me looking hurt and confused. He asked, "Why didn't you tell me you were having doubts about the wedding? Why did I have to hear it from Jess?" I felt completely blindsided. I have 0 doubts about marrying him. I never said anything close to what he was describing. After talking it through, he finally admitted Jess had told him I wasn't sure the wedding should even happen and that I felt pressured into saying yes. None of that is true. She presented it like she was worried for him and thought he deserved to know. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. Instead, she doubled down with, "You get defensive when people try to help. Maybe deep down you do have doubts. She acted like she knew my feelings better than I did. That was the last straw. I told her she was not welcome to stay with us and that what she did was manipulative and damaging. She immediately started crying, accusing me of abandoning her in her time of need. My mom took her side right away and told me I was choosing a man over my own blood. I told them both that lying to my partner is a massive betrayal, and I don't care how hard things are for Jess. She's not moving in. Now half my family is calling me heartless and saying weddings make people overreact. But honestly, I feel like I finally drew a boundary that should have existed years ago. Your sister didn't accidentally say anything. She planted a bomb and hoped it would go off in your relationship, so she could insert herself as the savior. Anyone who lies to your fiancé about your feelings has no business living under your roof. Protect your peace and your marriage. Lonely, miserable, manipulative Jess. Her mother should have named her Sabotage. Yes, OP is doing right by kicking her all the way back to Mama Heartless' house. You need to stop telling your sister anything of importance. She can't keep her mouth shut. Your family trying to guilt-shame you is repulsive. Tell them to mind their own business. Let your sister stay with your mom or other relatives. She's disloyal, manipulative, and a bad seed. Be done with her. Not disagreeing that OP should stop telling her sister things, but this isn't a case of sis failing to keep a secret. This is sis not being told a single thing of concern. So she made something up entirely and deliberately lied to her soon-to-be brother-in-law in an attempt to sabotage the relationship. Whether OP tells sis things or not isn't really the point when sis will just lie either way. They are forgetting that it's not just your home, it's his too. Yet she lied to him, made him doubt your relationship, and still thinks you should let her live with the two of you? Tell one of your family members to let her live with them if they're so concerned about her. They know how she is and don't want to house her either. That's why they are trying to guilt OP into housing her. Funny how not even the mom doesn't want the sister to stay with her. Last story. I, 27 female, broke up with my boyfriend, 29 male, partly because of his relationship with his sister, 25 female. Help me understand if I was appropriate, please. I need some perspective because I've been feeling confused and invalidated about this for a long time. I recently broke up with my boyfriend of almost 2 years, and one major reason was his relationship with his sister, who he lives with, and his mom. I've always felt something was off, but anytime I tried to bring it up, he acted like I was crazy, jealous, or just didn't understand their closeness. Now that I'm out of it, I want to check if my concerns were valid or if I was truly overreacting. Here are the behaviors that made me uncomfortable. 1. His sister acted territorial toward him, especially toward me. She made comments that felt competitive or protective in a weird way. Examples: when she showed me a picture of a guy she was talking to, I said, "Oh, he's cute." And she immediately responded with something implying I needed to respect her brother, even though I wasn't talking about him at all. Another time when we were talking about men in general, I said some guys don't know what they're doing in bed, and she instantly said, "Are you talking bad about my brother?" in a defensive tone. She is always for some reason talking about sex. I never start talking about that to other people. She always gave me the feeling that she was ready to defend him from me even when I wasn't attacking him. In front of him, she would ask weird questions, such as, "Have you had other boyfriends in the past? Why did you break up?" and make comments trying to make me look bad. 2. She constantly called him for attention, even when he was with me. If he came to see me, she would call him, to show him where she was, to show him who she was with, to gossip, to involve him in her drama, to FaceTime him into hangouts with her friends. It often felt like she needed his attention or validation in a way that wasn't normal sibling check-ins. I always felt she would compare herself to me. I am thin and she is not, and she would randomly start talking about how she used to be thin like me in the past and would make suggestions on how I can be prettier, like, "I just bought these fake lashes that would look good on you too," even though I never wear fake lashes. We have very different styles. If I ask him to come to a room with me to help me with something, she'd call him minutes later to pull him back to her. It started to feel like I was competing for basic emotional space. 3. She and the family made sexual or inappropriate comments about him. I would find this weird because my family doesn't really joke about sex, and I don't talk about my sexual experiences with my brother. His sister would comment on his butt and slap it. Say stuff like, if he wasn't my brother, I'd date him. Make sexual jokes around him. Talk about sex openly and directly with him. The whole family had this boundary-less dynamic I just couldn't understand. It didn't feel like normal teasing or sibling joking. It felt like they didn't understand where the lines are. 4. He minimized everything, even when it clearly made me uncomfortable. Anytime I brought up my concerns, he'd say things like, "She didn't mean it like that. You're overthinking. You're being weird. She's just close to me. That's just how we talk." He never acknowledged how inappropriate some of the interactions were. Instead, he made me feel like I was the one with the problem. 5. I felt constant pressure to be accepted by his family. He told me repeatedly, "They don't know you. You should try harder. My family's opinion matters. I want you to be close with them." His mom and sister were disrespectful and dramatic with other partners in the family too, most recently making his older brother's new wife cry at a family reunion. The mom calls me to gossip and talk bad about her, but I don't engage. They've had problems with nearly every girlfriend his siblings have brought home, and I honestly didn't want to be the next target. But he acted like it was my responsibility to win them over, not his responsibility to protect me or create boundaries. 6. I didn't want to marry into a family dynamic that felt intrusive and boundaryless. When I finally said out loud that I didn't want to marry into this dynamic and that I found his relationship with his sister weird, he didn't believe me. He thinks their closeness is normal and that I'm misinterpreting everything. The reason I'm posting is because I feel guilt or something for feeling weirded out about their relationship since they're siblings, but it just feels off to me. I don't know if I am wrong or the a-hole for telling him he has a weird relationship with his sister and that I don't want to marry into that. Boyfriend to OP, you don't understand our closeness. OP to boyfriend, you're right, I don't. This doesn't work for me. Cheers. The end. If something doesn't sit with you, it doesn't. You can break up for any reason. It takes two people to be together and one to leave, and the only reason needed is, this is not making me happy anymore. This reminds me of a Friends episode, the one with Danny the Yeti and his sister. Nope, that family is weird. Good thing you got out of there. I have 3 older sisters, and as a younger brother, my body freaking recoils at the idea that they'd act this way toward me. A real close siblings dynamic. As a guy who lived with his older sister alone for 2 years, we shared uni dorms, would only go with mildly embarrassing sexual comments at most. Like when she'd come home late, I'd say, "Wow, wild night, huh?" And she'd tell me to F off. They're freaking weird touching each other, and that if they weren't family member, I'd bang them comment? You.